In Saturday's SEC Championship, Georgia's 22-19 overtime victory over Texas highlighted a shift in college football's postseason landscape. It signaled that even the SEC, traditionally the most passionate and dedicated fanbase, is facing the impact of the 12-team college football playoff era. The game, which saw Georgia secure its place in the playoff despite several setbacks, also revealed something troubling: empty seats in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. For the first time in years, the SEC Championship didn't sell out, a stark contrast to the past when this game was as much of a national spectacle as the national championship itself. With an announced attendance of 74,916, the stadium needed to be more complete, especially in the upper decks, where rows of empty seats were visible. Given that the game featured two storied programs in Texas and Georgia, who were both playoff-bound regardless of the outcome, this lack of attendance raised eyebrows. Georgia, with its massive fanbase just a short drive away, and Texas, a significant program recently joining the SEC, should have quickly filled the stadium. Yet they didn't. This shift is not isolated to the SEC. Across the country, conference championships are losing their previous prestige. In the Big 12, Arizona State and Iowa State faced a nearly empty stadium. In the Big 10 championship, tickets for the upper deck were going for as little as $30, as Oregon fans stayed home despite their team's position in the playoff. Fans are no longer as invested in conference titles when the ultimate prize, the national championship, is within a larger, more accessible playoff format. The expanded 12-team playoff, while exciting, has diminished the value of these championship games. Historically, winning a conference title was the key to getting into the national championship conversation. But now, teams that don't win their conference can still make the playoffs, which has led to a shift in priorities. Fans are increasingly questioning whether it's worth the financial burden of traveling to a conference championship when their team's playoff berth is already secured. For Georgia, this was particularly evident in their playoff run. Despite the drama of their overtime win, the Bulldogs' biggest concern post-game was the injury to starting quarterback Carson Beck. His elbow injury, sustained just before halftime, could significantly impact Georgia's chances in the playoff should he not recover in time. The SEC Championship, which used to be a near guarantee for a playoff-bound team, might have alarmed Georgia's prospects, as they now face uncertainty about their quarterback's health heading into the postseason. This shift in priorities and fan behavior calls for a reassessment of how conference championship games fit into the new playoff structure. One potential solution could be to integrate these games into the playoff itself. Making conference championship games part of the playoff system would preserve their importance and ensure that every game has stakes that matter for the postseason. Another possible fix would be to host playoff quarterfinals at campus sites instead of traditional bowl games. This could make the conference championships more meaningful, as the winners would be guaranteed a home game in the quarterfinals, thereby increasing fan interest and attendance. The expanded playoff has breathed new life into college football, bringing new programs into the postseason conversation, including teams like Arizona State and SMU that would have had little chance under the old system. The excitement around the regular season has never been more incredible, and the sport's popularity is soaring in terms of TV ratings and social media buzz. However, as the SEC Championship in Atlanta showed, there are important lessons to learn. College football's postseason must adapt to the changing landscape. While conference championships will still be financially lucrative, their importance will continue to wane unless restructured to align more closely with the realities of the 12-team playoff. Fans, players, and coaches are now focused on the ultimate goal, the national championship. The SEC Championship, once the crown jewel of the postseason, now faces an uncertain future if it doesn't evolve with the times.